Hear about the need for everybody to be ready for any play, anytime.
Yes.
So not knowing exactly who's available, not asking about that, but just how do you feel your room is ready for whoever can play and who can't?
Well, I thought Saturday second half was a true indication of that. You know, guys was going down, and you saw young guys running out on the field and playing with good effort, playing with good pride, and playing with good technique, right? So that's always a prideful moment as a coach because, you know, you got your young guys and you never know if they're ready. You see them at practice, but you never know if they're ready until you throw them out there. And to see the production that obviously Juice Clark had, that Tyson Rooks had, you can look back and say, okay, you're teaching them the right way because now they've getting that experience to prepare them for the next opportunity, which this Saturday will be another opportunity for those guys to get out there and help us.
What's the evolution of Tyson Rooks been? Because he started the year with WR on the roster.
Yes. Well, the good thing is Coach Henry has an eye for good defensive backs because apparently he was with defensive backs at one point as well. And so, you know, just obviously every day after practice, he wants to work with me and he wants to talk and he wants to work with, you know, Juice Clark, and he wants to do some things and learn some press techniques and learn some off techniques. So the evolution is more really just been hard work and dedication to a craft. And then he get out there on the field and he performs it with, you know, without a hesitation. But he also understands route concepts and what people are trying to do because he's an offensive guy.
One more. Maybe I'm the only guy that doesn't know this. When did he get back in your room?
Wow, that had to be week 1, week 2 came over. Yep, and was just still doing some special team stuff. And then boom, it was the full envelope of it by then.
Obviously, during the year, you always talk about having your guys ready, but
Yes.
how much should having 2 quarters, 2.5 quarters at Oregon, if they're needed this week, help them maybe be ready for that?
I think it's a great piece of experience plus confidence now. Because now this is the number 1 team in the country, and I got a chance to go out there and really try and reduce them from scoring touchdowns for 2 whole quarters. Now I got some not only confidence in my ability, but I got confidence in the experience that I just went through against some really, really fast receivers. So I think that helps build on what we're trying to build within them, but them actually going out there and experiencing things really helps you a lot.
Did you have a message as the injuries started to pile up like that? Did you have a message, or has that message been crafted for?
It's been crafted since I started with these guys, just telling them, hey, you know, when opportunity knocks, and they all gonna tell you, kick through the door. So they want to kick through the door opportunity. They see it happening, and boom, they're all ready to go. So, but those guys have been helping us on special teams the whole year. Those guys have been really just chomping at the bit, and when their number was called, they went out there and was able to help us out. So it's just all about, it's been about the whole group the entire time, and now we're able to actually see it.
Minnesota's a little bit different this year than they have been, leaning a little more heavily on the pass game. What did you see from their quarterback on film from last week?
Well, that guy can throw the ball around, you know what I mean? But he plays within the scheme of the offense. He seems as if he understands fully what they're expecting of him. But at the same time, you know, you've got to account for number 1. You've got to account for number 1 because the pass game is really, really good because most people have to crowd the box because number 1 is such a good player. So I think obviously the quarterback does a good job, but he has good complementary players around him with good tight ends that can protect or run routes, and definitely that dang on number 9 and he's throwing the ball to. Wow, I mean that dude's one of the better receivers that we've seen in the Big Ten.
I know you have.
What stands out about him? He's got him and Pat Bryant really similar. They're veteran guys. He's been there for 5 years. He can really move inside of the offense and really adjust his route at the top routes. But PJ Fleck is a receivers guy. He's always had big time players like Corey Davis and things like that dating back to Western Michigan. So you would expect a player like this to, you know, from Daniel to be that type of veteran player that's smart, that's fast enough, but can catch every single ball. So he's definitely a really, really good player that we got to defend him well.
Some national recognition for Xavier Scott, and I know you've only been here this year, but what have you seen from him, like off the field, to get him to this place where he can start to get some of that recognition on a national level?
The leadership abilities, obviously off the field, but also his attention to detail. The dude is up watching film early in the morning, right after special teams meeting is over. Him and I may have maybe 5 to 10 minutes with each other, and he's in there watching film, and he's coaching me. He's telling me what he can see instead of me being, always telling. No, he's telling me what he sees, what he can identify with splits and cuts of receivers, and it's helping him just continuously grow. I mean, the dude is really, really smart, and he's got essentially the full package. Now he's just got to keep playing and keep producing while the pressure of notoriety, quote unquote, is on. And I think he'll be able to live in that because he's been raised the right way.
if injuries mount, like how much comfort does it give you knowing Xavier can be here, he can be there, and move around to maybe plug holes at certain spots?
Yeah, it makes me feel really, really comfortable. I mean, I just appreciate our room, even the safeties room, and just being so diligent of learning the entire back end. So every guy knows every single spot. So now when you see these things happening, you're not worried about throwing in a Tyson Rooks at nickel or a Juice Clark at corner or nickel. It doesn't matter. They're just all interchangeable. Now they got their own skill sets and techniques and abilities that they really love to do. But at the same time, you're taking one guy out and putting another guy in, just plug and play. And that's essentially as a coach, that's what you want. You want to play plug and play football because they've all came here as scholarship players looking for their opportunity. And now that they've got it and they're doing something with it.
You mentioned Xavier's leadership. Just what have you maybe seen from him with those young guys that had to step into a big role?
He's always coaching them. Xavier's always coaching those guys. He does not give them a minute when he's off the field with them that he allows them to believe that satisfactory was okay. He wants them to be elite. He wants them to be better than him. So he's telling them, nah, bro, you can't do that like that. You've got to do it like this. Remember when we worked on this? Or remember this split like this means this. So he reminds them of actual content that's happening through film study. And they may not get as much film study in as he does, but he's going to remind them, hey, this is what I saw. This is what I know. The blessing of it is his relationships with them allows them to trust him in that moment instead of, barking back at him and saying, oh, he's trying to tell me what to do. No, they're listeners. So it's really, really good to see how his relationships has really transitioned within the leadership styles that he has.